Welcome back to What's Now. If you're dreaming of travel, I've got a great show for you. It's called Greek Island Odyssey, and I spoke with Bettany Hughes all about how she traveled everywhere that the Odyssey went. Here's more.
Right now, we are going on an epic journey. We are talking about Greek Island Odyssey. This is a series that retraces the journey in Homer's The Odyssey. And here to tell us more is historian Bettany Hughes. Thanks for joining us, Bettany.
Total pleasure. Lovely to be able to chat to you.
So tell me more about Greek Island Odyssey.
So this was a real adventure that I went on. A slightly mad idea. I decided I'd try and follow in the trail of the Greek hero warrior Odysseus, one of the great heroes, as you say, of Homer's Trojan War stories, the Iliad and the Odyssey. He, of course, went to fight in Troy to win back Helen of Troy from the Trojan Prince Paris, besieged the city for 10 years, spent 10 years making it home. So I thought I'd try and retrace his journey from the edge of Turkey, modern day Turkey, right the way back to the west of Greece. And it was amazing in every way. It took me 6 months to do this. We went to 22 different historical sites, 13 different islands on 27 different boats. I watched as ships were brought up from the seabed that had been down there for centuries, and as incredible gold comes out of the earth from archaeological digs of warrior heroes. So I love history anyway, but for me this was really was a kind of journey of a lifetime.
Oh, it really is. And with any epic journey, it's hard to know even where to start. So tell me a little bit more. Did you have a favorite place that you visited or a place that really stuck with you?
I mean, so many of them. There was one beautiful little tiny island called Icaria, which is named after Icarus, as in Daedalus and Icarus. So the hero who flies up to the sun on homemade wings, and the sun melts the wax, and he plunges down into the sea. And the island of Icarus, Icaria, is named after him. This was like somewhere lost in time. So the inhabitants there, hardly any of them wear watches. They don't believe in deadlines. Most of them live to over 90. They just eat what they grow in their little gardens. So that was a really kind of magical place to be. And I also made some fantastic homemade Greek wine there, which followed exactly the recipe that the ancients used when they made their wine. So that was very kind of special in terms of the feeling of the place. But I also get to go to the island of Santorini, which was blown up by this huge volcano 3,500 years ago, and which buried an entire sophisticated civilization. So it's like the kind of Pompeii of the Mediterranean. And I'm sure that that gave rise to the myth of Atlantis. So I was allowed to walk through the streets of this buried city and, touch the beautiful jewelry that they made. And that again, that felt really privileged. So I think those two places are, I won't forget any of it, but those two places were certainly super special.
Well, and on the flip side of that, was there a place you went that maybe didn't quite live up to your expectations?
No, I've got to say, not at all. I learned something every day. I mean, it wasn't an easy journey. So I got caught up in two storms with kind of 90 kilometers an hour wind and waves 6 meters high. I was attacked by killer bees on one of the islands. When I go to Odysseus's home island of Ithaca, finally we get home. The night that we arrived there was an earthquake. And it felt like the god Poseidon was sort of chasing us down. So Poseidon is the god of the sea and of earthquakes. So it wasn't, it was properly adventurous, but I'd nothing disappointed. It was just, some of it was a bit even for me, and I'm pretty adventurous, it was a bit more hardcore than I'd imagined it was going to be.
Yeah, that's a lot of travel. And did you say killer bees?
Yeah, so there's this particular island where there's these kind of native bees that are they really attack. So we were talking to this lovely man who makes his own honey, and he sort of said, "Oh, they're very aggressive, my bees. Just might need to be careful." And we were like, "Oh yeah, we can handle bees." And then you could see them coming in and dive bombing you. So me and one of the producers got very stung, but we've survived to tell the tale. But it did make you realize again why all these myths and legends would have grown up about particular islands with particularly ferocious monsters or particularly potent wine. So it was it was 1,700 miles of excitement and delight.
Oh, it's intriguing. I can't wait to watch, to see your adventures, and also just to be able to see the Odyssey in this different perspective. I'm so excited. How can we find out more? How can we tune in?
So it's on the Smithsonian Channel on Monday nights at 8 p.m. All the details, if it's a slightly different time, you just go to smithsonianchannel.com. I'm Bettany Hughes. Follow me on Twitter. I'll be tweeting about it as well. And let me know what you think of it. I really hope we had an incredible time making the series. So I really hope people have a lovely time and enjoy it. It was a privilege and a delight to make, and it also hopefully will bring a bit of fresh air and sea salt and sunshine into all of our lives during these difficult COVID times.
Which is so needed. You're right. I'm sure it will be enjoyed by everyone who watches it. Once again, I am looking forward to seeing it. Bettany Hughes, it's been a delight talking with you. Thank you so much for being our personal tour guide. And again, looking forward to seeing your adventures.
Lovely. Enjoy it and stay safe, everyone.